Welcome back to Array series. Hope you are doing good. This is Mahesh. In this video, we will look into the maximum consecutive ones problem, which is a. Now, let us try to understand the problem statement. We have given a nums array which contains only binary digits, either 0 and 1. Okay. So in this one, what we need to do, we need to find the consecutive ones. Say for example, here we have 2 consecutive ones and here we have 3 consecutive ones. And out of these 2 consecutive ones, what is the maximum length that is available in this particular array? That is 3, right? So we will have to find such maximum consecutive ones in the given binary array. So this is our problem statement. Okay. Now let us try to understand the constraints. So in this one, what they have given, nums of I is either 0 or 1. It is pretty much clear because it's a binary array. Okay. Now, another constraint would be the length of the array is between 1 and 10 raised to 5. This is 10 raised to 5. Okay. So this is 10 raised to 5. So these are the constraints that are given for this problem. So maybe what you can do, you can pause for a second and try to think of the solution for this particular problem. Okay. Now let us try to understand what is the intuition or what the interviewer is trying to understand by giving this problem to you. Okay. So this problem can be solved in different ways. So what he is trying to understand, since the maximum length of this particular array is 10 raised to 5, so it is a little bit huge, right? So if you give the solution in either order n square or n log n, then what it gives, this example might end up giving TLE, time limit exceeded exception, in the Leetcode solution. Okay. So for that, he is expecting you to give the answer in order of n time complexity. That is what he will be expecting. Okay. Now with that, let us try to proceed with the brute force solution. So, okay. So what is the extreme naive solution we can think of when we want to find the maximum count of consecutive ones? So what we can do, we can try all the possible ways, basically all the possible subarrays, and we can try to count the consecutive ones. So if that is the case, now maybe what I will do, I will stand at 1. Okay. Then I will count the number of ones from that particular one till the next whatever the available ones. It means, since whenever we get 0, we will stop there and we will consider that as the count of consecutive ones. That's what we get, right? I mean, we get consecutive ones count here, and then we will try to update the maximum consecutive ones count. Okay. Now let us try to understand that here. So now what I will do, I will have a variable count. I will initialize it with 0. Then I will have one more variable, maximum ones. Again, I'll initialize this with have these two variables, count 0 and maximum ones equal to 0. Now what I will do, I will start from my first value. Then what I will do, I will check if this value is 1. Yes, it is 1. Then what I will do, I will increment this to 1. Again, I'll check the next number, this one, this is 1, so it gets increased to 2. Okay. Now the next number is 0. Once it is 0, I'll stop and I will try to update my max ones. Is max ones greater than my current count? If that is the case, I will update my max ones. Then I will reset my counter to 0. Okay. So now first iteration is done. Now again, what I will do, I will move to next value. Again, what I will do, my counter is 0 now, then I will try to count. So I have 1, so my counter becomes 1. Then after that I will move to next value, it is 0. Okay, so since it is 0, I will stop here, and now I will try to update my max ones. Max ones is already 2, my count is 1, so it won't get updated. Next, what I will do, I will move to next number, but it is 0, so we don't need to do anything. When it is 0, you just skip that. Then I'll move to next number. Now I'll stop here since it is 1. Then what I will do, I will start counting from here. So this is 1, so my counter will be 0. Whenever we find any element which is 0, that time it gets reset to 0. I'll remove these values. Okay, so it is 0. Now it becomes 1. Okay, then it will move to next number. Then again it gets increased to 2 because it is 1. Next it moves to another number. Again it is 1, so it becomes 3. Correct, right? Now after this, my array gets exhausted. So what I will do, I'll stop and I'll update my max ones with this particular value because it is greater than the current max ones. Now once that is done, I will reset it to 0. Now again what I will do, I will move this and again I'll start counting. If I do that again, so these values, this becomes 0, then again it gets incremented. So there will be 2 values, 2 ones that we get. So this will be 2, but it won't get updated since 3 is already a bigger number. Then we will move to the next number. Again it will be, since only 1 number, it won't get updated. Now once everything is done, what I will do, I will simply return my max ones. So this way it gives us the maximum consecutive ones. Okay, so this is the extreme naive way because we are trying to check all the possible ways. Let us try to write the pseudocode for this one. So what I will do, I will write max consecutive ones method. It accepts nums array. Okay, so from the constraint we already know there will be at least 1 value in the array, so we don't need to validate for the length 0 case. So now what I will do, I will take a variable max ones and I will say it is 0 initially. Okay, now what I will do, for I equal to 0, I less than nums dot length I plus plus. Okay, so now what we did, we iterated from one element to the next element. Correct, right? That's where we are using this for loop. After that, what we did, if the number is 1, then what we did, we started counting from that point to till next available ones. So if nums of I is equivalent to 1, then what we will do, we will have a count equal to 0. Then we will use a for loop. Then I will say j equal to 0. Rather, it will be I because we will start from that particular value. Okay, so j equal to I, j less than nums dot length, and I will add one more condition along with this and nums of j equal to 1, then j plus plus. So why nums of j equal to 1? Because we moved from here till here until the value is only 1. Till that point, I mean, we moved. After that, I mean, we stopped whenever we will stop whenever we get 0. That's why we will also check along with j less than nums dot length, either j exhaust or until we get 1, we will continue. After that, we will stop, and then what we will do, we will simply increment the count. Once it stops, when it gets 0 or when it gets exhausted, what we will do, we will simply check if count is greater than max ones. If that is the case, we will simply update max ones equal to our count. Okay, then we will close this particular loop, we will close this one, then we will return max ones from here. Okay, so this is how. So if we consider this particular example, or let us consider another example where the array contains only ones. So for this value it will run, for this value it will run this much, for this value it will run this much. So if you consider this scenario, it will run for order of n square time, order of n square time. Okay, now if you want to check the space complexity, it is of order 1 because we are not using anything extra here. Okay, let us try to once be 0. After that I will take a for loop, let I equal to 0, I less than nums dot length I plus plus. Okay, after this what I did, I check nums of I, if it is equivalent to 1, then only I will proceed. Then what I will do, I will say my counter variable assigned with 0, then I will take another for loop, let j equal to I this time, then j less than nums dot length. Along with that I will also check until nums of j is equivalent to 1, and then I will increment my j, not I. Okay, now I will simply increment the counter. Then once everything is done, what I will do, I will check if max once is greater than my counter. If that is the case, this should be the other way. I will check if my count is greater than max ones, then I will update max ones with my count value. Okay, once this is done, at the end I will return my max ones. Now let us try to run this code and see. So it got accepted. Now let us try to submit. It will give us TLE because it is of order n square. If you see, we took the one all the values in the array, right? So for that example only, it executes for order n square. That's why it gives us TLE. Now, how to optimize this solution? So this involves 2 for loops. So is there any way where we can optimize this to use only one loop? Let us look into that. Let us again take nums equal to 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So here I will simply loop through this loop, this particular array only once. And what I will do, I will start from here, then I will use a count variable. I will put it as 0 initially, then I will take one more variable, maximum ones, I will put it as 0 initially. Okay. Now let's start counting. Since this is a 1, I will increment this to 1, then I'll move to next. This is again 1, I'll increment to 2, I'll move to next. Now I got 0. It means now my maximum consecutive ones, whatever was there, it got exhausted. So whatever the count is there, now you check this particular count with maximum once. Okay, so rather every time whenever we update this count, we will also update max once. So initially it was 1, so I'll update this with 1 because the max of 1 and 0 is 1. Now the count is 2. Now out of these two, which one is greater? 2 is greater, so I'll update max once to 2. Now once it is 0, I will simply reset this count to 0. Now I got 0, so I reset my count to 0. Now again I'll start. I'll move to next element. Now it is 1, so I'll increment my count to 1. I'll move to next element. Now it is again 1, so I'll increment it to 2. But if you see, both the values are same, so this won't get updated. Again I'll increment. Now it is 3, so this gets updated with 3 because 3 is larger one. Now after this, my array gets exhausted. Let us quickly take one more example and let us do the dry run. 0. Let's quickly do count equal to 0. This is our max ones equal to 0. This is 0, so count will not increase. This is 1, this gets 1. Now max ones gets updated with 1. Now it will move here. Again this is 1, my counter gets incremented to 2. Now this will also get changed to 2 because 2 is greater. Now I get 0, so I will have to reset my counter. So I reset it to 0. Now again it will move, my counter becomes 1. It won't get updated. Again I will move, counter becomes 2. Both are equal, so it won't get updated. My counter becomes 3. Now we will have to update this because 2 is less. Now my counter becomes 4, so we will have to again update this. This becomes 4. Now I get 0. So when I get 0, what I will do? I will reset my counter to 0. Now again start 1. This won't get affected. 2. This won't get affected. And 3. This won't get affected. And finally we move out of the array. So this is how we can find the maximum consecutive ones in only single iteration. Okay, let us look into the code now. Nums array. Then what I will do? Count equal to 0. Okay, and max ones equal to 0. Now I will use for loop I equal to 0, I less than nums dot length I plus plus. Okay, if nums of I is equivalent to 1, then what I will do? I will increment my count and then I will check if my count is greater than max ones, then what I will do? I will update my max ones with my count value. If that is not the case, if it is 0, then I will have to reset my count to 0. So once everything is done, once after this for loop completes, I will return my max ones. Okay. So if you see, this executes in order of n time complexity and it is not taking any extra space. That's why space complexity is order 1. Okay. Now let us execute this. So I will comment out this part. Now what I will do? I will take a counter 0, then max ones equal to 0. Now let's use a for loop. Let I equal to 0, I less than nums dot length, then I plus plus. Okay. Now what I will do? I will check if nums of I is equivalent to 1, then I will increment my count by 1. So I use count plus plus. Then I will check if this count is greater than max ones. Then I will update my max ones with my count value. Okay. So if it is not 1, if it is 0, then I will have to reset my counter to 0. I will do that here. And once everything is done, I will return max ones. Okay. Let's run this and see if it works fine. Yeah, it is accepted. And if you submit this, it will be accepted. Okay. So that is about finding maximum consecutive ones. Hope you liked this video. If that is the case, please consider subscribing to my channel and also like this video and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching the video.